Hello and welcome to another installment of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of October 15th, 2014. So let's get right into it. First up is Batman and Robin 35. We're finally getting back to Robin Rises. I've been enjoying Robin Rises. Tomasi's been doing an amazing job with the story. And if you haven't read Batman and Robin from the beginning, I highly recommend you do. But Batman and Robin 35. Next up, we have Batman Eternal number 28. I was able to get caught up with my Batman Eternal books, so I'm going to start gathering them up again, but it's been really good. Really looking forward to the rest of the series since we're just about halfway through, but really good stuff. Next up is Batwoman 35. Who are the unknowns? Looks like this is going to tie into the Batwoman Futures End one-shot, hopefully, so we'll see what takes place. But Batwoman's been really good. I've been really enjoying it. Next up is Week 2 of Earth 2 World's End. This kind of end of the world story from Earth 2 point of view. I've been really enjoying. Everything with Future's End ties in with this, yeah. So if you haven't checked this out yet, issue 1 came out last week, so I highly recommend going and grabbing that and then getting number 2. Next up we have Fables number 145. Fables is almost over. We got about, I think, 5 more issues after this. It's been catching up. It did have a kind of a lull period there for about a year or so, 2 years. But I've been enjoying where they're kind of taking it. It's kind of back to kind of the excitingness that Fables was really known for. So sad to see it go, but really enjoying it overall. Next up we have Justice League number 35. Justice League is catching back up. Delayed for a few months, but now it seems to be back on track, so let's see if it continues that way. But still enjoy Justice League, still a great title. Again, if you have not read it, you really need to. Geoff Johns does an amazing job with this book, and it's a really good book overall. Next up is Manifest Destiny number 11. I love this book. This book is so much fun. It's a different take on Lois and Clark going across the United States. It adds in mythological creatures and fantasy creatures, and all crazy types of stuff happen. And I highly recommend this book. It is amazing. Then next up we have the New 52 Futures End issue 24. Again, if you look at this background here, this is like the bleed or the stuff from the stuff prior to New 52, so I'm curious to really see what goes on, what DC's doing with where they're going to take their books and all that stuff, so really curious to see. But Futures End number 24. Next up we have Q2, The Return of Quantum and Woody. To be honest, Quantum and Woody hasn't necessarily been the best title from Valiant lately. And The Delinquents is not really holding my attention too well. But this is supposed to be a throwback story to the original Quantum and Woody series that Valiant released years ago. So I'm curious to see how well this translates. I think they're going to come out with hardcover volumes of the old Quantum and Woody stuff, which if they do, I've been told it's really good. So I'm looking forward to reading that if they do release it. So Q2, The Return of Quantum and Woody. Next up we have Digital First, but print later. Teen Titans Go number 6. It's Teen Titans Go. It's a great TV show. The comic book's okay. I mean, it's aimed at kids, but I still enjoy giving it a read. So Teen Titans Go number 6, which includes that one's digital copies 11 and 12, I believe. Then next up we have Trinity of Sin #1. We no longer have Pandora or Phantom Stranger. We have just the Trinity of Sin. So I'm really curious to see, was it Dematis, where Dematis takes this book. I've enjoyed the characters overall in the New 52, so we'll see what this one has in store for us. Then last on my pull list is Unity #0. I've been enjoying Unity. It started out really good, tied in with Armor Hunters. So we'll see what the 0 issue has in store for us. Next up is my graphic novel purchase for the week, which is Batman Volume 5, 0 Year Dark City. This book was actually delayed. It was supposed to come out, I believe, a week or two ago, because the Batman 0 Year Volume 1, or Batman Volume 4, 0 Year, I don't remember what the extra title is on that one. The soft cover came out, but no hardcover came out for number 5, and normally DC releases the hardcover and the previous soft cover at the same time. But yeah, I haven't actually gotten back into reading Batman in graphic novel. I have all of them stacked up, ready to go. I'm kind of just waiting for the right time to kind of jump in and do it. So, but really good stuff from Scott Snyder and art by Greg Capullo. So I highly recommend you check this stuff out if you haven't already. Alright, next up, we got my read list. So, first up is Avengers X-Men #2, Book 1, The Red Supremacy, Axis. I don't even know what Axis 2, I guess, is what you call it. The first issue was okay. It didn't wow me. It didn't go, oh man. I know Charlie had a big qualm with the fact that Marvel keeps using Scarlet Witch as kind of the reality resetter, and to an extent I agree with him. Scarlet Witch has, been used to manipulate the Marvel Universe over and over again. Most memorably was the No More Mutants from House of M, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll check it out. Next up is Mark Waid's Daredevil #9. Mark Waid's been doing a great job on Daredevil. I've enjoyed it. And it didn't need a renumbering, but hey, what are you going to do? It's Marvel. They like to renumber to #1. So, but Daredevil #9's out. We are to the end. To the end, people. The end. Well, not necessarily the end, but it's the Death of Wolverine, 4 of 4. So, we're going to find out how Wolverine dies. Issues 1, 2, and 3 were good. Ryan actually flipped through this and wasn't really impressed with it. So I'm curious to see if the story can hold its own. I think definitely this series has suffered from, it's a cash grab series. So the shiny cover, the $5 price point, the extra content that's basically most of the book to begin with, so you're really paying $5 for and barely any story. So I hate to see how much the trade on this is going to cost, but we'll see. So Death of Wolverine 4 is out. Next up we have Fantastic Four #11. I've been enjoying James Robinson's run on it. Again, it's not as good as Hickman's run from what I've understood. I haven't finished Hickman's run. When it comes to Marvel books, I'm not jumping to buy the trades. I think it's just their whole price point for the trades is just ridiculous, and it kind of turns me off. So, but I've been enjoying Fantastic Four. Robinson, fair job after Hickman. So we keep going with it. That is, of course, until we get Forever or whatever the fuck it is, the end of the Fantastic Four. In a few months. Oh yeah, and it's going to renumber back to the original numbering, and then it canceled. So it's 645, I believe, is the number, which is a weird number to end with, but who knows. Next up, we have Green Lantern New Guardians 35, Act 1, Part 4 of Godhead. For the most part, I mean, Godhead's been okay. It's interesting. It's definitely a step above the stuff that's been going on after Johns' run. So I'm kind of curious to see where this goes. But yeah, Green Lantern, New Guardians, Godhead, Act 1, Part 4. The next up there, apparently it needed it, but Original Sin has an annual. I'm gonna give it a try. It's Jason Latour, Jason Aaron's writing partner. So we'll see where it goes. But let's see if this is as interesting as the main Original Sin series was. All right. Next up is Spider-Man 2099 issue 5. Surprisingly enough, I've been enjoying this book. I was never really into the 2099 Spider-Man, but what's been going on in this book has been really, really interesting and fun. So yeah, still read it if it's still good. Next up we have Supergirl number 35, Superman Doomed Aftermath. I don't think I picked up issue 34, so hopefully this isn't too confusing. But Supergirl 35, the Aftermath stuff of Doom, see if it piques my interest to keep reading any of it, but I highly doubt it after the Doom stuff. I'm probably not going to be picking up Supergirl anymore to read. Then finally we have Thanos, A God Up There Listening, number 2. This was a Marvel Infinity book, which came out digitally first, and they were like, it's only going to be digital. Oh, no. Lo and behold, it's in print. The first issue was okay, so I'm going to check out the issue 2. So, there's 2 titles that I was not able to check out this week. Hopefully I'll be able to check them out next week. The first one was Prometheus, Fire and Stone, number 2. I read issue 1 and really enjoyed it. I got to read the Aliens, Fire and Stone, issue 1 and really enjoyed it. We sold out of AVP, Fire and Stone, number 1, so I wasn't able to read that. Hopefully we'll get some second prints back in. But I've been enjoying the book so far. Dark Horse has been doing a good job with those. Unfortunately, they have not jumped on the bandwagon to support local comic book stores who have Comixology storefronts. So you cannot assist us buying them digitally. And then finally we have Trees number 6 is out. Interesting book. I'm not sure where it's going, but it keeps my interest every issue, so I'm going to keep reading it. Other than that, a lot of talk on the Comic Conspiracy podcast this week about New York Comic Con, all the TV shows. I mean, we have the premiere of Walking Dead just happened for season 5, and it was fucking amazing. Gotham's been really good. I have not yet watched the current episode. I'll probably watch that tomorrow. Flash I missed this evening, so again I'll have to stream it. Arrow I will get caught up on, or I will watch tomorrow night. And Constantine comes out in about less than 2 weeks, so really looking forward to that. So yeah, other than that, not much else. We did start a Patreon for the Comic Conspiracy, so if you like the Comic Conspiracy, you can help support us in recording the podcast by becoming a Patreon, giving a little donation here and there. I'll try to include a link in the description below, so you can go check it out for yourself. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @BrockSager. If you are interested in checking out the Comic Conspiracy, you can find that at www.geekbox.net, where we also have the Geek Box, Good Job Brain, and the Comedy Button are our family of podcasts there. For those of you who've purchased things through my Amazon links, I appreciate it. Again, any of the links you click here through Amazon help support me a little bit, and every little bit goes a long way. So to those who've purchased things through those links, thank you very much. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. Again, comments, like, share, all that wonderful stuff, and I will catch you next week.